I'm not a student, bro. I'm a student of like the game and like life. I'm not a student. Like, I don't want to sit there in class and be lectured.
What's going on, guys? My name is Irvin Angulo, and welcome back to the Money and Mindset podcast. Today we got Andrew Randall, owner of multiple Dutch Bro stands, 21 Sun & Co., and Mesa Tacos and Tequila. Andrew, how you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good, man.
Dude, this is going to be awesome. The reason why I wanted to have you on, I know I told you a little bit off camera, but it's because this dude is so unorthodox to the way he does business. I've had a bunch of other guys, and they do it, not necessarily the right way, but you do it like the fun way. And I just want to know,
try to have fun.
How do you try to have fun in business? What is it that you're doing?
Dude, we're just playing around, and I think if you do what you love and you're surrounded by the right people, business doesn't feel like work, right? So business can be fun. Yeah. And life's way too short to not enjoy it. So try to drag people along with my success and make everybody's life a little bit better.
100%.
It's awesome.
Dude, what's your upbringing like? I know, I obviously, if you guys don't know this, Andrew was my old boss. I worked at Dutch Bros for about 7-8 months. And dude, that was one of the craziest interviews I was ever a part of. These interviews were like group interviews.
No,
we would meet up with, dude, it was like 100 people.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was 100 people.
Yeah.
Bunch of kids came and everyone was trying to get a job at the time. Still, Dutch Bros was an awesome spot to work at. Yeah, but in high school,
people were everywhere. That was insane.
Dude,
that
was
like
crazy.
A totally different way. We don't do it like that anymore.
Why?
I think just things evolve, and as we've grown, like trying to find like better ways to do it or pick them out. And I don't even know if it's a better way. It's just kind of how it's evolved. And those were like some of the fun,
dude,
crazy. That was just crazy. I have some videos that I'll have to show you later, and maybe you're even in them. But it's like those interviews where just like people were outside playing cornhole. We had like people over, and they didn't know we were interviewing them by just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, they did the actual pulled them out and did the interview. But the best part was when, we'd have somebody like sitting on the side, chilling on their phone, like waiting for their interview and not knowing that was like part of the interview.
It was crazy.
So we're all watching them. So no, that's cool. Those were good days for sure. My
now wife, she was already working there, and she told me before I got there, she was like, don't sit on your phone. Don't just be texting, go and talk to people.
You had the in.
Dude, I'm an extrovert. So I'm going to talk to everybody I can, dude. Exactly. I'm going to talk till your ears hurt. I don't care. But
was I at that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. I was at a lot of them in the early days. Yeah, that was fun. So
tell me a little bit about your upbringing. Where you come from? How did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, so I was born in just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, so East Coast kid. And my dad was going to school up there for seminary, and family decided to move to San Diego area. Sick. He had an opportunity to work with the vineyard, and so he was a worship pastor and became a senior pastor, and then ended up doing church plant, and so that's kind of what brought us to Southern California. We lived there for most of my younger years, almost 15 years there, and then moved up to Northern California and had an opportunity for my parents to be pastors at a church up in Redding, California. And so kind of grew up as the PK.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, totally a different lifestyle than most people, obviously, and living in just in the church. And so, I did. I mean, I went to church every day. Like it wasn't, growing up, it wasn't just the Sunday thing. So, so it brought us up to Redding, and then I was in, Redding was high school and junior high, and, those years. I went to 1 year college up there at Simpson, which is that? I got kicked out. So I went 1 year, dude. My dad was a professor there, so I had free like room and board. Yeah. And, or I had free tuition, and then applied for room and board through a grant and got it. And, dude, I'm not a student, bro. I'm a student of like the game and like life. I'm not a student. Like, I don't want to sit there in class and be lectured, which is funny because I've learned to like really love like that part of learning now, and like getting in the right room with the right people and being lectured in ways that like I really am interested. But the school thing was not good. So I got on academic probation, behavioral probation, because whatever. It was bad. I skipped my final, went snowboarding. That was kind of like the last straw. Yeah. But but yeah, so I mean, I kind of went that path because I was so heavily involved with my parents being involved in the church. Kind of just felt like that was where I was supposed to go. So that's why I went to school. Thought I was going to be a pastor, youth pastor.
You thought you were going to be a pastor?
Yeah, I mean, my dad did it my whole life. That's all I knew, and so thinking that, you know, really the goal, I guess, was to like be around and influence young people in a positive way. And I thought that would be, well, it's crazy how it turned out.
Yeah.
But, so I thought I'd go the traditional route of, you know, being involved in the church. And, I led worship, for almost 15 years, in Reading. And then once we moved out here, I had a band. I had all my guys that played with me.
That's crazy.
So it was wild time. So that's kind of like younger years, I guess.
How old were you around the end of that?
We moved, well, I guess like those like last years of high school and into that first year of college is kind of when I was introduced to Dutch Bros.
So 18, 19.
And that was in 2004. Ish. So I graduated in 2003, 2004 is when I started work for Dutch Bros. And so my now wife, Shayna, got a job there, and it was like the first Dutch Bros, one of the first Dutch Bros in California outside of Southern Oregon. And she was like, dude, you got to come check it out. And I was like, it's so lame, dude. I don't want to go hang out at a Dutch Bros. This place sounds stupid. It's drive through. There's nowhere to hang out, you know?
Yeah.
I was like thinking coffee shop, like where you want to chill with everybody.
Right.
And she's like, no, it's like a drive through. I'm like, so it's like a McDonald's, but like coffee, like that sounds so stupid.
But there's no McGriddles.
Bro, I remember showing up to the grand opening. I was like, whatever, I'll come get a free coffee. Going to the grand opening, and there's like people dancing on these vans, and like the radio stations are out there screaming, and I don't know, there's like super cute girls everywhere, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
This is not what I thought at all, dude. This looks like a freaking party.
Yeah.
But I walked up to one of my best friends now today, Chris Resner. I walked up to him and said, hey, and he was the franchise owner. I said, dude, you got to hire me. I'm like, I'll be your best employee you've ever had.
Dude, you were
and
sold
I'll work
like
the
that.
longest. Yeah. I just knew, you know? And so, and he, I mean, we do family vacations. Our kids grew up together.
That's
it was
awesome.
amazing. Yeah. So that's kind of where it started, is in Reading.
Dang. So how old were you at that time? 19, 20?
Yeah, I was probably 19 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, 18, 19.
And what led you to franchise your own Dutch Bros? How'd you get to that point?
Dutch Bros, back then, dude, Dutch Bros wasn't that cool. I mean, it was cool because I was like enamored by it, and I think the people that were surrounded by it, it's always been cool, but it definitely wasn't big yet. You know, so that was like the 40th store, I think, in the whole company. Dang. When we started, and now we're at like 750 as a company. Yeah. So it's wild to think about like being a part of it in those, I say early years, and I have friends that have been in early years, but for me, you know, those early years, and really kind of just like growing up with the company. Yeah. So yeah, dude, I don't know. Like that's kind of like what happened. And, I just wanted to, I did a bunch of other jobs. Sorry. So I framed houses. Yeah. I worked in retail. I painted houses. I tried to start like a little like side hustle thing where I could, you know, like almost like a painting job and a cleaning job, whatever. Stuff that you've done, bro. Yeah. It's just like, it's so hard. It's such a grind. Oh yeah. And, a lot of them I do like on the side with Dutch Bros. So I worked nights at Dutch Bros. I'd frame houses in the morning, you know, and I did that for a short period of time. And it's just like, dude, this sucks. Yeah. And every time I went to Dutch Bros, it didn't feel like work. And I was like, dude, this is insane. Like I get to hang out with everybody, listen to good music, have free coffee. Right. Like I just couldn't believe it was like it's like working at a bar or something like that, I guess, but like coffee and like in the morning, everybody's happy, and glad to see you. And so I guess from there, you know, it was like, well, how do I do this forever? Like, how can I be Chris, you know, my buddy? How can I, you know, is that even possible? And we were doing these grand openings. Dutch Bros was flying us out to like all these grand openings, and it was insane. I mean, like being 19, you know, 20 years old, and they're like flying me on these private jets to like these private planes to like these grand openings. And then like we're going, and I'm managing a stand for Dutch Bros, but I'm like on the weekends we're going to do these grand openings. Yeah. And we're supposed to be like the face of Dutch Bros to all these new people who have just gotten hired. So we're training them kind of, but we're more like just showing them the culture and like
you're just having fun,
partying with them a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we worked the grand opening day, which back then was free drinks. And we get our butts kicked for like 2 days, and then they'd fly us back. And I mean, we got paid super good for it too. And I was like, this is insane. Like, this is like the best life ever. It could never get any better. And on one of the flights, there was like one of the execs was on the flight going with us. And I was like, I'd only hung out with him a few times. And he's like, hey, one of these days we're going to be flying to your grand opening.
Dang.
And I was just like,
that's crazy.
What? And I think that was like the moment where I kind of like flip a switch. I'm like, I got to do this. Or every decision that we make, and me and my wife had just gotten married. And we're like, dude, every decision that we make from now on, every dollar that we make, every move, every, interaction or person that we want to meet needs to be towards that goal. And so, within the next, I guess like year, really, it only took like a year of kind of just making relationships with all the headquarters guys and doing that. We got a kind of a handshake deal, and they let us franchise. Yeah.
That's cool.
Opportunity came up in Idaho, and we were at a grand oopening actually.
Doing what I was talking California, about. Though.
Yeah, we were in Redding, California. So we're out in Idaho doing a grand opening for Dutch Bros. And I remember like flying to the
Boise Airport.
Yeah, but wherever we flew in, and they were like, yeah, we're going, Dutch Bros in Idaho. It's gonna be so sick. And I'm like, dude, in a potato field, like what? How are we opening a Dutch Bros here? This is insane. Because we were doing grand openings in like totally different, Sacramento and
big cities.
Yeah, and you're like. Idaho. I just heard Idaho. I didn't even hear Boise. I was like, bro, there's no way. Like, it's not going to kick it there. And so I mean, we flew over and fell in love with the area. Could not believe what we kind of were experiencing in downtown Boise, and like walking around, and they did a grand opening dinner like downtown. It was so sick. We were just like, dude, this town's amazing. And so kind of at that grand opening, there was an opportunity in Caldwell for Dutch Bros. That was like a build-to-suit deal. And because Dutch Bros had just opened in Idaho and wasn't performing that well, that franchise owner, who didn't grow up in the company or anything like that, it was a season of Dutch Bros time that they don't have anymore, but they backed out. They're like, dude, we can't do it. We don't want to do it. It's too risky. We're going to lose everything. We just don't, I don't know if it's going to work here in Idaho. So they pieced out, and the stand was ready to go, like basically ready to break ground. Yeah. And so me and Shanna came in, and we're like, dude, we would move here. Like, we would do it. And so, it was like a high five and a handshake, and it was like, and they were like, dude, if you can raise the money to start it, because we needed a franchise fee, we needed machines, we needed a grand opening, we needed money for all of that. And they're like, if you want it, like, you can have it basically, but there's 3 other people that want it too.
Dang.
And so it was a race to get, like, we needed 160 grand.
160K.
Yeah, to like, it was like your sign package, your first stock.
Holy smokes, dude.
Yeah. And we only had like a couple grand in the bank, maybe.
Well, yeah, you were just working at Dutch Bros.
Insane. So we were just like, how the heck are we going to get 160 grand? So, I mean, we went back home, we were begging customers.
You were begging customers?
I was begging like customer. I'm like, hey, I know, because I was like, you have your regulars in the stand. And I'm like, I know these people are like pretty loaded, or they're like doing well, or they drive a sick car, so maybe they have money, and talking about opportunity to franchise. And so if they wanted to like invest with me basically, or in me to do something like that and give me a loan for 160 grand, ended up being a family member that a grandfather who actually like jokes and like, he's not going to listen to this, so I can say whatever, right? But he's like, dude, he goes, I don't believe that coffee is going to continue. I think it's a fad. There's no way specialty coffee is going to work out, or beverage. But I love you guys, and I believe in you.
Dang.
And so he gave it to us on like a 10% interest only loan. Yeah. He was just like, dude, don't, you better pay me back. Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. And thank God that worked out, and that he did luckily he believed in us, you know, enough to do it. But that's how we got started. So so we got the call and moved to Idaho 2 weeks later. So
that's crazy.
It's nuts, dude.
That's crazy. And I remember working for Dutch Bros. You guys would talk about how that first stand, you guys were barely making it through. Like you had to pay some of your employees out of pocket.
Oh yeah.
You guys weren't making the revenue you thought you were going to make.
No. So. Yes. We opened in 2007. And 2007 was a pretty good year as far as economy goes.
Yeah.
But, you know, that 2008 halt happened where, you know, we went into that recession, and people, the first thing they cut out is a $5 coffee and a $4 coffee. So, yes, it was tough, man. I mean, we opened in December. We opened December 7th, 2007, that Caldwell stand across from Walmart. And we just thought, dude, we were coming from busy stores. We were like, dude, we can make this thing busy. We got it. And then it was just, it was dead.
Everything's good until it's not.
Dude, it was so hard. I mean, I remember we would run. I tell the story to people who were kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, you just had it all given to you or whatever. I'm like, we used to run out into the middle when the light turned red across from the Walmart. Light turned red, all the cars would back up. And I just remember working and being like, they don't know how good we are. They have we're so legit, and they don't know. We're nice, we're cool, our drinks are rad, like we have cool music. Like this place is amazing. They just don't know us yet.
Yeah.
And we would run out into the middle of the street when the light turned red and backed up, and we'd like hand them free cards and like 2-for-1 cards and like hand them mini smoothies, and we'd be like, dude, hey, we're right here. Just come check us out.
Just begging.
And kind of get their heads to turn, and they're like, dude, I didn't know, you know, at that point, we've been there like over a year. Yeah. And they're like, I drive by it every day. I never even looked at it. It's crazy how people just get into this zone, you know, and don't even realize what's around them. Go. So, yeah, I mean, we hustled for years, man. I mean, Shayna picked up a paper route in the middle of the night. She would she would deliver for the Tribune, Idaho Press Tribune. And it would give us like an extra $1,000 a month or a year. No, sorry, $1,000 a month to help cover and cut payroll. Yeah. That's crazy. I'd run to the fireworks stand and like use all my tip money, and then that yellow fireworks stand off or whatever it's called. Yeah. Off the freeway. And I'd buy all these like mortars and, you know, crazy stuff that you couldn't get in California, drive them to California. Yeah. And I'd sell them to my buddies. That's hilarious. They couldn't get them or whatever. And then, you know, drive right back the next day. And yeah, we worked every day, all day. It was insane. We had 6 employees, so.
That's crazy. Something that I said on the last podcast was that entrepreneurship is a sacrifice, not a luxury. Mm-hmm. It comes with luxurious things as time goes on, and if you're successful and you find a way to make it work. But, dude, it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, hopefully. I think there's, like, the entrepreneurship as almost is like become pretty cliche or like
super cliche.
I think a lot of there's like classes on how to be an entrepreneur and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, man. And I don't know that I don't know how I really believe in whether it's like you're born with it or you can attain it or whatever. But entrepreneurship is just freaking mess, dude. It sucks. Like it's so fun, it's so messy. Like it's so ridiculous. And I think that's the part that people don't realize. They think entrepreneurship is just like starting a new business. Right. And it's just like, dude, you're jacked. Like you're going to have such a hard time. You know?
Dude, when we started Aqua, I don't know if you even know this, but we clean their windows and have fun doing it. And I think we're even cleaning your interior now, but that's what our company does. But I remember our very first job, you probably don't even know this side of the story, dude, but when we started Aqua, I was like, who can I text? Who can I DM? Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm not pretty sure. I DM'd Shayna first. Yeah. And I was like, hey, I saw your cabin. Do you need your windows cleaned? We clean windows in McCall. Mm-hmm. And she was like, that'd be awesome. You hadn't. We hadn't.
But dude. You do.
But we do. Yeah. So I was like, let's do it. And she was like, go up there tomorrow and we'll get you guys paid. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I told my little brothers, I was like, dude, we're business owners now. Yeah. Like, let's rock and roll.
Started a business.
Yeah. But from there, dude, we've gone from, making $900 a job to having contracts that pay us $18,000. Yeah. And it's just crazy to watch like our company grow. And I tell people all the time, their friends, they think they have it made. I'm like, dude, they don't have it made. They're 20 and 22 years old. Mm-hmm. Like none of us know what we're really doing. We just know that money's coming through the door and we could continue to make it. Yeah. Now we got to figure out how to make more of it and expand it and put it into different things.
Grow into other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is with things like this, like people say that network is your net worth. Mm-hmm. And dude, since I've heard that saying, I've just branched out to like everybody that I know that's above me, not to use them in any way, but to just absorb whatever they can give me. Like as far as wisdom goes, knowledge goes.
Everybody's got nuggets, you know, like everybody's going to have something that's like a gold nugget. And same thing about a book or a person or whatever. You're like, you might not like 99% of it. Yeah. But there's always something. Yeah. And so if you can take that and use it in your own life and be able to help you grow or the people around you grow, that's where, you know, being a student of, I said earlier, but being a student of the game or a student of, you know, just being able to learn and do exactly what you're doing. You know, I try to surround myself with those kind of people all the time. Yeah. And it gets harder and harder.
100%.
You know? So, and my pool of influence in my circle gets tighter and smaller too. Yeah. Of who I surround myself with. Ultimately, I'm macro. Like I love hanging out with 1 million people. We have 1 million employees. Dude, I have 500 employees for Dutch Bros now.
That's crazy.
And it's
That's
insane.
Crazy. 6 to 500.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. And I love hanging out with all of them. They're amazing employees. But you know, my tight circle is small. You know, my core group of people. So
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
Yeah. One thing I can appreciate about you is it kind of makes sense now. But I didn't know you were a pastor's kid. I know you led worship. I did not know you were a pastor's kid. But that honestly explains so much to how you lead people. I don't know if people compliment you on this enough, but dude, you have built so many winners. Like not only in like the Dutch Bro scene, but people that have left Dutch Bros and then had the drive to go after other things. I know for myself, dude, I had never worked at a coffee stand where I was pushed. Any job where I was pushed to go out and talk to people like, hey, how are you doing? What can I get for you today? You know, all smiles, all energy, just like right in their face, being ready to go. But while working at Dutch Bros, a person came through the line and they're like, dude, you could sell cars. And I was like, I can sell cars? And they're like, you could sell cars. I was like, okay, great. And I got a job like a week later at Peterson. I told Shayna about it. I don't know if I told you about it. I told Shayna about it. And I was like, hey, I got this opportunity to go sell cars. I love it here, but I think I'm going to go do that. And like nothing. It was like, okay, cool. Like, see ya. Like, it wasn't like, okay, cool, we're going to replace you, but it was like, okay, cool, we want to see you win in whatever you do as well, which is something that's unheard of, dude. When you have bosses and guys, if you work at Dutch Bros, get around them as much as you can because they produce winners. Dude, I can name like name after name after name. My wife, she owns her own business. She's killing it. Does over 50 weddings a year now, has clients in the commercial game. If you see CWI commercials, she's doing their makeup. Salt commercials, she's doing their makeup.
Yeah,
like,
killing it.
She's just killing it, dude. And it all comes back to, one, obviously God, but two, being backed by people who support you. And you guys have just done such a good job of building a culture of people that win. Yeah. How is it that you continue to do that? What is it that drives you? What is it that has gotten you there?
I think, I guess a lot of it is growing up in the church. I think that there's having the the ultimate teacher, which is our Lord, right? Like he's amazing at showing us what to do and how to do it. But I mean, we've learned a lot. We've had a lot of hurt and we've had a lot of help, you know, and so along the way, and we're surrounded by great people that do that. So I think, you know, I talk about my friend Chris, or there's other people in my life that kind of have done that for me. Yeah. And I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. I didn't know I was a leader. I didn't know I was going to be a dad. I was just trying to figure it out all the time. But I think as those role models are in your life, and if you're looking up to people that are killing in whatever area that is, whether it be, you know, physically, spiritually, financially, mentally, whatever it is, to have those people to look up to, then you sort of already kind of like over time you attain the same things that they do because you're searching for it, you want it, right? And then you just naturally become that for other people that are around you too, or, you know, I hate saying below you, but like influenced by you in some way, right? And so dude, I mean, we just love hanging out with people, and I think that they see a life led, you know, by me and Shayna that is pretty honest. I mean, like I would say the most honest. Like we don't like, you know, hanging out with losers. I don't like hanging out with people who are not, and I don't say loser like a bad person. I guess I just like, I want motivated people around me, and it could be motivation in all kinds of ways, you know? And so, I think that becomes attractive to other people.
100%.
And then the people that want that, right, like they naturally are attracted to that kind of like that. And then you keep saying winning, but it's like there's something magnetic about just like good people.
Right.
And so good people attract good people. I think bad people attract bad people, you know? So yeah, man, I mean, we're surrounded by so many good people now that when people get into our circle, not that they weren't already good people, but they win, you know, because we're all winning. And, I love that. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have like some system of like, hey, how do we make them successful or whatever? We just champion people and root them on. And a lot of times we can come alongside them and help them. And sometimes that's financially, sometimes that's in just like mentorship or, you know, it's nothing official. A lot of times it's just like kind of like talking with them about like how they can do it better or, I don't know. Yeah. We've started some businesses, but we've also, you know, we've like Dutch Bros. I didn't start Dutch Bros. Right. It was already happening. I was trying to make it better, you know? And so kind of like this renovation, like lifestyle instead of just innovation, I guess, you know? Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I think that what you do so well is love your neighbor, as scripture says. And that's what it sounds like it is. And that's what people are attracted to is someone that will champion them. What is it that now motivates Andrew? Like you have all this stuff going on, right? Now what motivates you? Because surely you got the money made, so it's not just money anymore. What is it that drives you?
Yeah, I mean, money's great. It's a tool, right? You know, so I think the more money, the better, because you can just do more with it. I don't. At this point, my like lifestyle is amazing, and I don't need any more of it at all. But it's a great tool. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to change kind of the world around me. So, whether that be my community of people that are within like kind of my sphere of influence, or it's my city or state or whatever, we're just trying to make change, man. So, and influence it for good. Yeah. I think that when you're faithful and you're honest and you're loyal, I think that good things follow. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we're going with it now. And with our success and with these businesses we have businesses in all stages, you know, like, we haven't even launched some of these businesses that we're working on right now. We have other ones that are in kind of like this phase of like just grinding and trying to figure it out. Then we've got ones that are crazy rad and successful and amazing and don't need a ton of our attention at this point. And so kind of being in all of those, I guess, you know, you've a lot of it for me now is like, okay, I'm going to bring people into my businesses or into my influence or whatever, my world, to help me get that stuff better. And then I'm going to drag them along with me. As we win, they will win too. Yeah. And so, yeah, we have like an umbrella of people now that are over all of our businesses, and it's not like just Dutch Bros or just Mesa or just 21 Sun Co. They will help us with all of it, you know? Yeah. So it's awesome. So, I plan on taking them with me to the end. Yeah. So, and with all this going on, something I admire as someone who I look forward to being a dad someday. Dude, you make so much time for your family. As far as social media shows, you make so much time for your family, and it's stories. So it's not just pictures. Yeah. You're constantly with your family. How cool is that, knowing that you now have the freedom of going to your kids' games? There's a lot of people that don't make time for that. Spending time with your wife, date nights. You know, I just saw that you took your daughter out on a solo date night. Yeah. Like, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, we took Sailor out for her first her real first concert date. It was awesome. We went to Kelsey Ballerini, who's like one of her. Heard of her. Yeah, like a country artist that Sailor really likes. Yeah, I think you know, I've seen a lot of posts and stuff of people that or of our friends and family that have said, you know, they grow up so fast, and you hear kind of that whole thing, you know, forever. I've heard that, but and trying to get an understanding of the fact that like this is a really short time period where they're going to be in the house with us. And I had my buddies in town that have kids that are a little bit older, and they're like, man, isn't it crazy? Our kids are going to be out of the house in like 6 to 8 years. And I was like, whoa, dude, I only have like 8 more summers with Say, you know? That's crazy. And so I'm like, 8 summers goes by real quick. Yeah. And I listen to this dude, I don't know if you follow him, Jesse Itzler, but he talks about time and he breaks it all the way down so good. He's like, dude, I'm like time with my parents, time with my kids or whatever. And he's like, instead of it like me thinking I have so many years, he's like, I think about visits and stuff. He's talking about his parents.
I think I have heard of this.
Dude, it's insane. He's like, I only see my parents like twice a year for like 2 days. He's like, so I only, and he goes, and they're like only gonna live for another 10 years or 15 years, whatever. So he's like, I don't have 10 more years. I have, 12 more days with them really, or whatever. It just makes you really prioritize kind of the time spent. So with my kids, I'm like, I really want it to be that I'm 100% when I'm with them. And then when I'm doing business, I want it to be 100% business. And so I'm trying not to like muddy, my focus when I'm with who I'm with, know? So dude, I try to spend as much time as we can with them. Sometimes that's hard to do. And it's encouraging that you think that. That's cool. Thank you.
No, dude, it's something that I strive to be in my life. Sometimes I get caught up in the work and the making of money, right? And I don't make the most time for my wife.
Sure.
And I have to quickly remind myself that she's my greatest supporter.
Yeah.
Like without her, I'd probably be literally a nobody, right? Yeah. But with her, I feel like a winner. Like even if I have a losing month, I still feel like a winner. Like she champions me, she encourages me, and watching you and your marriage and with your kids, dude, it's motivating.
Thanks,
That's what I want.
You got to have that person that like in the darkest days, like still will champion you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for you and I, that I would say is pretty rare for most people. Yeah. And it comes to a huge advantage for us, as men and leaders and business owners and everything, to have that person that even when it sucks, that they're like, dude, you got this, or I got you, or whatever.
It makes a difference.
They step up to help. Yeah. In any way.
Yeah.
So my wife's the ultimate champion.
And she's your business partner as well, right?
Yeah. We're 50-50 if you I guess legally on our businesses. But she's 100% in on all of them, and sometimes she's more in than me, and then sometimes I have to step in and be more in than her. Yeah. And we really come together, and I really hope that people look up to us as like a power couple, that we like
100%,
that we like, do it all together. And she's my encouragement for sure. So
equally yoked.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you credit for your success? Would it be, I'm sure you'd say God, but what else is it that you credit? Yeah,
sure. I mean, it's him first, but I think it comes down to me and her, like grinding. I think a lot of people get into a place where maybe it was given to them, but then they still have to like be a steward of it. Yeah. So some of it's luck for sure. Yeah. But a ton of it's hard work. Yeah. And so, keeping our mindset in a place where we want to constantly grow. Yeah. And some people might say that, we have a lot of people that think we're insane. They just are like, dude, you're doing another business. You're remodeling your house. You're going on these crazy trips or whatever. I just think a lot of people think we're insane. Yeah. And I think comes down to capacity. We continually trying to build our capacity. Some of that's with surrounding ourselves with people. Yeah. I would take your business, for instance, is helping us. I don't have to do those things.
Right. It removes time.
Dude, immediately builds capacity for me to be able to grow in another way. So keep surrounding myself with people like that. And then, I think that's where me and her have really, when people think we're insane, they think we're crazy or we're scattered or whatever. It's like, but we also are like super fulfilled, and we love what we're doing. We don't feel burnt out. Yeah. And I think sometimes that's hard for people to understand or to see.
Oh, for sure. Dude, I've watched some podcasts, and it's dudes talking about how like they don't even fill up their gas tank anymore because they need all the time. And I think that's extreme, right? Yeah. But going back to, I think it's crazy that, you need someone to clean your windows because you're thinking of what else can I do with this time? Mm-hmm. And then it gets down to, I don't have the 10 minutes to fill up my gas tank. Right. Like imagine those guys, dude, they're capitalizing on every single second of their day. That's crazy to me.
Now you guys are helping us even in the house, right? For like cleaning stuff, which is a new thing for us. Yeah. And we haven't even really gotten going yet, but I'm excited for it because it's going to remove Shayna from some of those daily things and build her capacity to be able to do more.
Yep.
And I just know it's all those things that we do. Every time we do something like that, we get better, we grow in some way.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, it's so exciting. And that's why I think like the earning of money, right? It just does that. That's why I say it's a tool, because it removes something to add something else.
Yeah.
And so, building that capacity or having a high capacity is really important. I got a lot of people that just sit around and watch TV all day long. And I'm like, well, dude, you're never going to, you're just spending your time in a bad way.
So what I'm hearing, and this is more for the audience, is you don't have a lack of money. You have a lack of time. You're not using your time very wisely, as far as if you're not where you want to be, right? It's not that you don't have the finances to go start the business. It's that you're limiting your time to watching TV all night, going and partying on Saturdays, going and doing whatever you're doing, like wasting your time, when in reality, if you focus in and dial into the things that you actually want to do, dude, it's pretty shocking how quick it happens.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like when you set your mind to something, dude, it's not a dollar amount.
Yeah.
It's just setting your mind to something is free.
Oh, totally.
What you're doing here, it's free.
Yeah, Yeah, you see, a lot of people are like, "Oh, write down your goals," and then it's amazing to see how fast it'll happen just if you write them down, because you're like, it's you seeing them, writing them, kind of like accepting the fact that that's what you want.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you look back like 6 years, a month, a year, whatever, however fast you do it, and you're like, "Oh my God, I did it."
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have just dreamed a little bit and pushed myself, to like say the crazy thing or write the dream or the goal or whatever that is down, then definitely wouldn't have got there.
Yeah. Dude, I tell people all the time, I don't write them down. I just say them out loud.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell the world, dude, like when I started this content, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to try to make $1 million in a year.
Yeah.
For me, it sounds crazy, knowing where it is that I was just 3-4 years ago. But dude, I'm definitely on track to find financial freedom now. But it's like,
I don't think you're crazy.
Exactly.
I love it.
Some people won't think I'm crazy, and it's other people that are equally as crazy, if not crazier.
Well, dude, and what's the worst that's gonna happen? You got like almost all the way. Like, what would you be pissed if you got like 800,000?
I wouldn't be pissed if I had 150, 250,
that's what I'm saying.
350.
It's just like, I just think it's crazy. It's like people are like, oh, I don't want to set that goal because I might not hit it.
Yeah.
Well, dude, if you got halfway there, you'd be pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Right now, I'm, and I have to give the audience an update, but I'm on track to making like probably $250,000 with my W-9 employer. I'm a sales manager for Signature Roofing, and then with my company, we're making more money than we ever have right now as a company, and now we're starting Shine. We're doing interior cleaning, so we're just adding and adding and adding. But at minimum right now, I'm looking at $250,000. I'm 25 years old. That puts me like in the way beyond the top 1% for my age bracket. Mm-hmm. So dude, I don't really care.
Crushing
like
it.
I'm just trying to crush it. I'm trying to keep going, and having people like you in my corner that can motivate me and encourage me and let me know, hey dude, you're not a freaking loser. Like you set a really big goal and you're getting after it. You'll be there next year. Yeah. Like who's to say I won't be there? Dude, it's crazy. Like what people do, people can shoot up like that. So I'm not counting myself out just yet. Dude, I can make $1 million in a month.
Yeah.
I can make $1 million in
a day.
In a day.
Yeah.
Like it can happen. It's happened before. So why can't it happen for me?
Yep.
I work hard. I continue to chase my goals. So why can't it happen?
Oh, dude, for sure. I mean, dreaming big is I think almost like a lost thing. I think a lot of people, social media has helped like regain, I think pump that up if you're in the right, while following the right people. But, it's crazy. Yeah. But it's crazy to see like, I don't know, just like people around me or whatever that have just no goals. Like, I'm
you
like,
still have people around you like that?
Not close to me, but I think we're all surrounded by people who, you may look at and go, oh, what a bummer. They had so much potential, or they're so awesome.
That's the worst, dude.
And there's massive regret maybe on their end or whatever, but it's never too late, to even come back from that. So, but yeah, I mean, the art of like setting those massive, crazy, wild, hairy, audacious goals. I mean, like, dude, that's where it goes.
Yeah.
I have 1,000-day goal. I have a whole list of things that I want to hit in 1,000 days. And I'm not even at 500 days in right now to that goal, to those goals, but I've already knocked off like 6 of them, and I have like 15 things on it. So my 15 things I want to do in 1,000 days.
What are they?
And, dude, it's just like, I have like goals for Dutch Bros, like certain amount of locations.
Yeah.
I want to have my own plane.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I'd love to have my own airplane. I want a sick car. I'm working on just like little like goals that I've had as a kid, all the way up to like financial, and maybe it's like, new business goals or whatever like that. So yeah, it's physical goals, dude. I'm like trying to lose weight, gain,
that's cool.
Trying to like gain muscle and working on my body. So we hired a personal trainer that comes to my house.
That's sick,
it's awesome.
Dude.
Yeah. So it's like all those things, but 15 things, and we're just chalking them off, So,
give me a piece of paper right now. Sick. I'll give you a plane.
Yeah. I love it, dude. I love it.
You can check it out.
I got a plane right there.
Yeah. No, dude, that's sick. Not only are you prioritizing, obviously building wealth, but also your physical health, your mental health,
totally.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how hard is it to make time for all that stuff? Or has it become easier? As you get a little bit older.
It definitely has become easier. I think it's hard. It's hard in the fact that we have so much going on. It's easy in the fact that once you start to prioritize it, then there's no option for it to not do it. So like the trainer coming to our house, dude, he's awesome. And it's just like, and it was actually, this is a cool story too. It's an employee that worked for us in the early days in Caldwell, who started a business. And her and her husband are crushing it. It's called Mecca Gym.
They're crushing right here off of Eagle Road.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And Casey and those guys. So anyway, we were like looking for a trainer. She had one. They mostly do the gym thing, but she's like, dude, we could send somebody to your house. And now they do this like thing where the personal trainer come to your house, and amazing, dude. So yeah, he comes 3 days a week. But like prioritizing that, it's on my calendar. I don't break off of it. It's like not even an option. People are like, hey, can you meet up or whatever? Maybe we talk about this podcast. It's like, hey, can you do 9 o'clock on a Wednesday? Nope.
You can't, dude.
That's a workout. Yeah. Sorry. It's already in my calendar. It's dialed. I can't sway from that. And so, but it's become a priority to me.
Yeah. When
before I might have had that on there and been like, yeah, dude, I'll screw my workout and I'll go do the thing, So, but dude, I love it. I love all that stuff, dude. I just got my cold plunge hooked up.
That's crazy. You into that stuff?
Sauna. Yeah, dude, I'm all about it.
Dude,
I'm loving it. It feels so good.
I'm not that cool.
It hurts really bad, but it's really awesome. Yeah. You feel like Superman when you get out.
Yeah. That's dope. That's so sick. What was I going to say? So yeah, there goes another person. You just made another winner, right? Yeah. This is what you do, dude. Yeah. I know.
Well, it's funny
too. Maybe you don't see it, but dude, I'm going to keep telling you, you just produce good people.
It's crazy too, because I didn't really like follow her after she left.
Yeah.
As an example. So it's like for her, for the Mecca Gym, I don't know. Maybe she learned something from us, maybe not. I don't really know. But she did work for us at some point, and she was awesome and super close to us because she was one of our original 10 employees.
Yeah.
And so proud of her. But I don't know, I didn't know that she was doing what she was doing. So I don't even know how many people are out there that have started something or done something great that were ever kind of like a part of our world,
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of them out there that are doing awesome stuff that I don't even know about.
Yeah.
But I'm super proud of a few that I do know of, and whether that's with Dutch Bros and they've moved on or done their own business and their own thing. So
yeah, it starts with Dutch Bros because, dude, it pulls something out of you, something you didn't know you had, right? Like I didn't know I could get in front of people like that and just start chirping.
Yeah.
But now I do it every single day.
Totally.
So it just drags something out of you, and I think that having people skills is probably the most important thing in the game.
Yeah.
Like respecting people, honoring people, shaking hands, looking in the eyes. Like those are things that, dude, a dollar can never buy. Honoring people, and
there's so much repetition in it. So it's like, even if you're not good at it, you're doing it over and over and over and over and over again. Going. You're refining like how well to do it. And so, people that start for Dutch Bros might not be extroverted or introverted or whatever, but they learn how to talk to people real quick.
Yeah.
And because you're just doing it a million times over again, so yeah, it's definitely something that Dutch Bros, and the mindset, I think with Dutch Bros too, there's like a mindset, a positive mindset that's surrounded with it.
Yeah.
And people just get hyped, when they're around it. They're just like, dude, what is the difference? And it's like, well, dude, Dutch Bros is just different. There's good people here.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So you got Dutch Bros, Mesa, 21 Sun & Co.
Yeah.
And now you're doing some pickleball stuff.
Dude, we love pickleball. I got to get better at it. I did win against my friends, so I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit better. But yeah, dude, we've got a buddy who's moving out from Portland. He's a good buddy of mine, and his dad was VP of Nike USA for like 25 years.
That's sick.
And he's creative director, has worked with Nike, and he's worked with like Adidas and had his own businesses and stuff. So but he's gonna come out here and get crazy with me, and he's gonna help me with all of my businesses. But then he started a thing called Smash Courts, an idea for an on and off court pickleball brand, including some paddles and balls and all that as well. But yeah, I jumped in as a partner with him, and we're gonna blow it up, dude. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited. Obviously pickleball is like crazy right now. Everybody's talking about it.
It's not going anywhere.
Growing sport in America. I remember playing it in junior high, in high school as like a PE, like they're like, here, we're gonna teach you how to play pickleball.
Badminton, pickleball.
Yeah, I mean, for all these years, I have forgotten that until now. That's when it's like, dude, didn't we play pickleball like back in junior high? That's crazy, dude. So it's kind of funny, dude. We got a place up in Tamarack, and they just keep adding courts. I mean, it's sick. So it's so fun. And it used to be that you just like kind of go play a pickup game with somebody, some like rando person. And then now it's like, you got to reserve your spot and stuff because it's just getting crazy. Everybody wants to play, dude.
That's sick.
It's addicting.
Oh, it's hecka addicting, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm adding a court in my backyard.
Oh, yeah, you're in.
Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, they're going to start next week for real, yeah.
If you guys ever put together a tournament, let me know. My wife and I will show up. Dude, we'll show up. Dude, you should do that.
Yeah, let's
to promote the brand.
Yeah.
Put together a big old tournament.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's going to be
that'd
good.
Be crazy.
Discover the feeling. That's our first drop, bro.
Discover the feeling?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I like that. So, so this is your fourth company. I'm sure you have some other stuff that you have your hands in.
Yeah, real estate, and some other, wild, just little stuff. Yeah.
What's your real estate portfolio look like?
We've got the Dutch Bros thing's created opportunity with it. But then, even within residential, like a lot of what we've done, and my wife just loves remodeling and fixing stuff up and design.
Bro, I didn't even think of that. Dutch Bros that's literally property.
Yeah, so it's great. So we don't own all the properties that we're on, but we have owned a lot of them, whether we do or have. And so like we just purchased a piece of property off of the 10-mile exit where all the new Brighton stuff's going. And so we're gonna do a relocate, but I've got a piece of property there that we're doing a multi-tenant building on. So we'll have like 3 other businesses with us on the end. We'll put a Dutch Bros on the end of it. And so, I mean, the real estate thing's rad too, because whether I keep that or we flip it, or whatever, it has been massively helpful in our success because, we can build a Dutch Bros, buy a piece of property, build a Dutch Bros on it, operate the Dutch Bros on it, then flip the property with the lease and then stay on it as a tenant basically. And it pays off the loan. We go debt free on the Dutch Bros and then are just an operating business. And then we take that cash flow or that cash and then dump it into another one, and it helps us grow.
That's so sick.
So we were able to grow really fast because of it. We talked about those first years were insanely sad or whatever. We went from one of the lowest grossing stands in the company to the number 1 grossing stand in the company for Dutch Bros within 5 years.
That's crazy.
And then from the 5th year on, we basically opened a store every year. And then had an opportunity to buy out the Meridian franchise when they sold during the pandemic. So so insane amount of opportunity with real estate and with Dutch Bros and kind of using the two to our advantage. Yeah.
Dude, I when I was DMing you, it took me how many weeks to get you on? At least
forever, bro. Yeah, I'm the worst.
Since the time I started this, I DM'd you. No, but it's cool. Like you said, you prioritize yourself. You know what you're worth. You know what you value. And if it wasn't this right away, dude, you had other things that were coming up that was more important. I got to honor that. Yeah. But something that's really cool is you valued your time. I kept on hitting you up. I was persistent. You finally got here. But I told you what I wanted to really show people was I know you have a lot of influence over your employees and whatnot, but dude, that you're not just like this cool guy, but that you're actually
I'm not that cool of a guy. You're right. Dude.
You're pretty cool. You're really cool.
Right.
But you're like a mastermind in the way you do things. And I think that in a way, a funny way of putting it is you're slept on in that sense. But dude, you're a mastermind. You got all these things going on. This is not easy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, none of that is easy. You're crushing it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Crushing it.
It is. It becomes easier. And as you learn it, right? Like the first time we flipped a property, I remember being like, this is insane. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm freaking out. And it's a ton of money. So you're like, there's a lot of money on the line. So you're like, dude, I want to screw this up.
Yeah.
But then you kind of just get it, right? Like over time, the more you do it. And so, yeah, I mean, dude, we like our big warehouse that we are in right now. It's 18,000 square feet. It's insane. It's got a half pipe inside.
Yeah.
It's awesome. We bought that years ago. And then when the market just was peaking and going crazy, we flipped that too, put ourselves into a lease and flipped that too.
Yeah.
And so it's like stuff that I would have never done that or never even thought to do that, but it kind of has created opportunity within itself. So
you're just
it's
learning.
Been awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the more you do it, like I said, the better you get at it. So now it's like, I don't know, like you look at a multi-million-dollar piece of property and you're just like, that doesn't scare me anymore. When before that would freak me out. Like I can't even imagine.
That's crazy.
So. Yeah.
Dang. What is it that you're passionate now? Like what is your like passion project? What are you passionate about? What is it? In closing, what are you passionate about?
Dude, I've got just a passion for growing. I think we're really excited to see growth in every business, but in our lives. And so in the relationships that we're building right now, with some people that we've brought into our circle. Yeah. And so I'm excited for the future. I think we're just getting started. I don't think.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Dude, you're freaking young. That's crazy.
And I think we're just getting started, and I've got people around me and opportunities that are coming kind of down the pike right now that I think are just going to dwarf everything we've done. I'm so excited for the future. And we really are just addicted to making everything a little bit better around us. Yeah. And so whether that be a house remodel or a relationship or a business or whatever, and refining it, we're good at refining things. And so that's, I mean, that will always be there, I think. And I'm never going to retire. I'm never going to stop. Like I like it. I like it too much. Yeah. I'm like addicted to all of that. So,
and notice you're not even saying you're addicted to the money. You're addicted to refining.
Yeah, I don't care about the money anymore.
Dude, that was my favorite part about you. That's so sick.
It's definitely an initial driver because
100%.
We grew up in the church. I mean, we didn't have any money. I mean, we always had what we needed, but like I just never had like excess. We never went on sick vacations or anything like that. Yeah. It was like to go visit our parent, our grandparents and stuff like that. So definitely using it to our advantage at this point. But I don't care about the money. I care about experiences.
I love that.
So we're trying to create experiences for ourselves and then our kids and then the people around us.
That's what it's about.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, 38 years old, 500 employees. That's
I have more than 500 employees. That's just Dutch for us. So we have Mesa
over
too,
500 employees. Yeah. 38 years old, over 500 employees.
I know. I'm trying to become one of the biggest employers. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's killer. Well, man, anything else you wanna share with the audience before we wrap this thing up?
No, dude, I'm thankful to be here, and I'm excited for you. I think that you're doing the right thing, and you're surrounding yourself with the right people, and just hearing from people that you look up to. I would say is the biggest reason why I've gotten to where I'm at, and I still consider myself just a kid and a student, and I'm thankful that I have people that look up to me because I love being there for others. Yeah. But I also am like, man, I just can't wait to get to where they're at, Yeah. And I look up to a lot of other people. So
that's crazy.
Just keep killing it, dude.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And thank you for being such an example of what it looks like, not only to be a serial entrepreneur, but a good husband, a good dad, and a good leader. So
thank you.
We definitely appreciate you and everything that you had to offer today. Man, guys, that is it for this podcast, but go and follow this dude on all his platforms. It was an honor to even platform you today, dude. You are crushing it. Like,
thanks,
don't go watch these other mumbo jumbo dudes. This guy's the real deal. He's got it going on. He's not faking it.
Come see me at Mesa. We'll hang out, have margarita or something.
Dude, Mesa's bomb. We go there all the time. We clean their windows too. Did you see that video?
No.
Dude, I'll show you this right after. But go check it out. Mesa Tacos and Tequila. Awesome drinks, awesome food, awesome humans. Right. We thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace out.